Doop.
We're doing well today, PCRow Blankies, Blanket Stim Emote.
Beautiful.
We're so happy to see you streaming today.
Thank you. I'm happy to see you too. Honestly, wasn't sure if you'd show up for this one since it's such a small hall. Click /enter to proceed. Lots of ocean wrecks being found these days. I don't like that this creature called me buddy. Anyway, I'll get everything started. Feel free to look everything over.
That's the moth.
The moth? Ooh. Well, I can forgive a moth. The decoding machines flip on, casting their light over a spidery mess of wires. Oh my. This music. I'm just gonna sit down. The metal stool scrapes against the concrete. You sit. Whoa, is this the Corru? I've already done it. The seat is cold and uncomfortable. Light from your protective gear scatters into the pearlescent cysts. How's the volume, by the way? Seems okay, as long as I'm louder than the thing. You know the drill. Mind spike on. Activate mind spike. Whoa. It's following
You're
my
slightly
cursor.
quieter, but I like it.
Wow. Oh, there we go. It has in-game volume control. This is very useful. Half of this starting is just getting the levels proper. Right click. Which one's my right? Dendritic cyst. And this seems to have Corru.Observer entity, function signature container, no connective tissue exposed. The notes I got say that there were apparently a ton
I love this
of these
game.
on the ship.
I hope you enjoy it too.
Thank you. I already like what's going on. Woof. Excuse me. The notes I got say that there were apparently a ton of these on the ship. All sorts of sizes too. But most were too heavy to retrieve, so we just got this small one. Additional act enabled. Rescan. The dendritic cyst has a rigged outer shell. It's unlikely that there's any way to connect to it. The dendritic cyst is surprisingly heavy. Turning it in your hands produces a cascade of metallic clinking noises from within. When you set it back down, its tendrils find a new orientation to support itself on the table. That's amazing. We like it. We like this. There's a fractaline cyst. Corru.Observer entity, function signature damaged, no connective tissue exposed. Nobody knows what this one is. Pretty sure it's dead though. The fractaline cyst's outer shell is slimy and has some yield. If you squeezed it enough, it would probably turn to sludge. Best to leave this one alone. Gosh.
Oh, everything was paused for a bit. It was on my end. You're not lagging at all. It seems like you're a quick learner with the Corru.
The Rue is pretty good at throwing itself into new situations. Here we have a cystic column. Function signature maintains Corru.Observer. No connective tissue exposed. That's it. That's it. Okay. Here we go. Why is this one question marks? No function signature. Connective membrane exposed. So this is the mystery piece. It's in bizarrely good condition considering it was at the bottom of the ocean for however long it's been since, you know, no clue what it is aside from some similar internal structure to network cysts we found before. Touch it. The cyst has a solid outer shell. A few circular points near the top are less firm than the rest. In your experience, these are usually connection points. You can definitely scan this point more thoroughly. Depth scan. Valid nerve point. Connection enabled. Here we go. Attempt to connect. Bzz, 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 bzz. Point located. Connecting. Ah. I broke it. Bye. The little reticle up here got an extra bar. System management. Christ. Are you okay? That was some insane activity just now. Haven't seen that before. I don't think you're supposed to connect to this one. Renderable output. That's what just showed up. That's what just showed up on the left here. And it disappeared also. I want to point out that I got a new option between scenes and it disappeared when I got to this point. Executing render. Oh good, my visuals are back. Yeah, it doesn't look like this one has any front end. It could just be a component. Let's just call it quits if you don't find anything. Anyway, I'll be right back. They're ordering food in the other room. Alright, give me like whatever they're ordering. Give me one. Let's investigate this space. There's not a lot going on. Incomplete thought form. Signature illegible. They're thought forms? Or that contains thought forms. Wait, it's observing me now. Am I the Corru? Oh. There's a few of them. Thought form activity detected. Advised re-examination. There's sentries. Let's start with this small one. Responsive thought form. Explicit purpose. Authorization. Incoherence detected. Hi. Hello. The creature's face. Hello, friend. No signature detected. Please identify. Additionally, fuel reserves are low. Feeding is advised. Well, they're ordering food for me now. I am a friend. My speech? That's me. This is my portrait. Oh, my speech has barcodes. These are actual barcode. That's an A. And notice you can see the same pattern here. A, M. I is here, and here you see I repeated. That's pretty interesting. I'm a nerd like that. You are what? Hold on. Where am I? I am so hungry. Let's see about your purpose. This is so weird. I'm not supposed to talk. I do not know why this is happening. Wow, okay. Anyway, authorization, nothing else. Who's verified? There are only a few signatures that are permitted to connect to this cyst. Surely you know their holders. How else are you accessing this right now? Sorry, I forgot. You were unauthorized, actually. Yeah, you are unauthorized to know the previous information. Oh, I'll just forget it then, don't worry. Please forget it immediately. Exactly, yeah, I got you. What about the cyst's purpose? I told you that you are not authorized, idiot. Sorry, that was rude. Do you have any fuel? Maybe if you let me through. What? I explicitly cannot let you through without a proper signature. It's glaring at me right now. It is extra coarse with me right now. Even if I want to, this cyst is inherently incapable of responding to... Ow! What is that? May they please enter? Hello? A strange entity just let us through. My avatar doesn't seem to understand. Sorry about that. They hadn't decided on a place yet, so... You're still connected? Wait, did you actually find something? Looks like it. Thought form. Destination, unknown internal thought space. And a serial number follows. We can enter. Oh, it's bright. This is living. These patterns. Okay, I'm looking at the logs here. And I have no idea how you got past that authenticator. Or why it was talking to you like a person. I don't think I need to tell you how unusual that is. Did it really say lol? Because this creature is standing in the room with me. Did you really say lol at me? I could decide not to tell Moth what happened, but I think I trust Moth. I trust most moths, TBH. So I saw something. Yeah, I'm seeing both you and the auth reacting to it. But not what it is. Seriously, look at the log yourself. I don't know what to make of it. Can Corru cysts get malware? Honestly, it's probably just incoherence. I wouldn't worry about it. It's not like it can spread to you. The important thing is that you're in. And if this really is a network connector and not just some sort of Obesk toaster. Obesk. 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 Meaning. No. It's giving me obelisk. It's pointing me to Corru.Observer wiki, so it must be an in-game term that I can figure out for myself. Obesk sounds like a people's or a make of some kind, but it's in lowercase. I don't know if that matters, although it seems that all of Moth's text is lowercase. It's the first time we've ever been able to get into one. So I'm going to shut up and let you do your thing. If you want to talk to me, just speak up. MUI shortcut enabled. Access from menu, which will probably be over here, right?
Usually it underlines it and gives you a definition if you hover over.
Well, Obesque doesn't appear to have
But
a
yeah,
definition.
Obesque is just a people group.
Okay. Back to it. What are we looking at? Well, establishes external contact.
Or something IDKIM, not finished with it.
There's a creature. Hello, hello. It's been so long since last saw. Please wait while I turn some lights on. Wow, there is significant damage to this device. It's so bad. Wow. Oh well. The creature. Please feed soon. Yeah, we keep hearing about this. Responsive thought form, explicit purpose, system management, assistant. Hello. Hi there. I do not think we have met. You do not have a signature either. And the authorization layer has been disassociated. How strange. Yes, it's very strange. You must be an interloper. So cool. Welcome. Fuck. Purpose? What is the purpose of this Corru assist? This is the personal Corru assist of Akazetich. Cool. Inherited context. Cast. Partial meaning lost due to damaged context. Akazetech Ko Joke Z. I'm gonna say Yoke Z because that's easier to pronounce. Functionalities include network connection, memory storage, and some other stuff. However, network connection is currently disabled due to malnutrition. And I sense that memory integrity is very low, so they will probably have mostly deteriorated into total incomprehensibility. Therefore, the approximate purpose of this cyst right now is to avoid starving to death. Well, what do you mean by interloper? You are an interloper, something that is unable to connect to Corru and unauthorized to connect to any device, yet connected anyway. Are you going to kick me out? No, I do not care what you are, because I am dying. And the rest of the Corru cyst is losing sanity due to membrane cohesion failure. This Corru cyst needs fuel if my existence is to continue. It has been so long since the previous connection that you could be the last. I need your help. You need to bring us fuel. Can I scroll? Yes, I can. You do not have a signature either, so maybe we can get a signature? What is a signature? It is neurological data that proves you are who you say you are. I can tell you are not connected through an organic connector or cystic equivalent because you do not have a signature. This will make it very difficult for you to engage with certain components. Perhaps I could help you generate one in the future. Yes, if you find us fuel. But there is much to do before this cyst is healthy again. Interloper. Got it. What is your fuel? I'll do my best to help you. Your lack of knowledge is so unfortunate. Okay. I am detecting an adjacent pillar. You need to feed it essential metals. Please locate the nearest source of copper. It will take care of the rest. How the hell is copper fuel for this thing? Whatever. I'll let the big guy know we need some copper. I'll help you. I have someone fetching copper now. Thank you. I will permit your continued access. Why copper? Why copper specifically? It is likely that this cyst is still on Earth. The bright cousins have an abundance of copper. Therefore, it should be the easiest essential metal to obtain. Bright cousins. Like referring to Sol? We are pretty bright, but I imagine, like, well, lots of planets have suns. Does this come from a place with no sun? Yeah. It should be the easiest essential metal to obtain, but any will do, really. Essential metal? What do you mean by essential metal? So strange. Such a strange thing to ask. How much of an interloper are you? I had thought you were maybe a damaged golem. Oh. Partial translation, implied closest cultural equivalent. Golem. Like, we know what golems are. Was I created? I wasn't created. I don't know what I am. But to have such little knowledge... Oh well, I do not actually care. I am currently very occupied keeping various components from losing sanity. So I do not want to spend time going over Corru.Observer basics. There is knowledge within this cyst that will inform you. Just look around. Okay. Oh, okay, I will be here. Yeah. Well, that's... What's up, buddy? I really wish they wouldn't call me buddy. I have some questions. Let's hear them. I'll do my best. Who, what, and why? This is not helpful, but let's just see. Akizatesh. Who is Akizatesh? She's probably one of the better documented early Obes contacts. The story goes is she led a team investigating the thing that led to Obes Cure. Led the Obes Cure. Kept doing these interviews where she talked at length about it. They named it The Call. And then they all went missing a few years after first contact. Spooky shit. Insane that this Corru.Observer managed to survive that long. Interesting. What then? Wait. There's another who. We just make sure. Who are you? Ha! I just like that it says lol at me. Okay, but really, do you have any questions? Alright, back to what? Corru. What is Corru? Interesting time to ask that. I don't blame you though. Most people start to really ask themselves that once they get a close look, even if you've read all the documentation on it. Beyond the supercell, superorganism, buzzword soup, what it really is in the big picture. What it really is in the big picture is still really unknown. I've read pretty much every transcript of every Obes interview ever, and they don't ever seem to mention its origin or how they got their symbiosis with it. Like, if the larval Obes really do look almost exactly like us, then they shift into Corru.Observer bodies, where does that put us? IDK, you could go crazy thinking about this stuff long enough. No time for waxing philosophical right now, though. I see. How about the Corru.Cysts? It's a pretty general term. Corru.Cyst and Corru.Cystic are catch-alls for most Obes technology. Because the organism tends to ball up and form a hard outer wall like the Corru.Cysts you're connected to. It's why Corru.Cystic things are usually spherical, but that's not always the case. Like with how they use a similar process to form the bodies of co-obescues. The co-obesque. So that's a form of the peoples. And we know they transform. Very fascinating. If you mean what spherical Corru.Cysts are, they tend to be storage or computational devices. The smiling face? What is that smiling face that I keep seeing? I'm not seeing anything in the logs here, unless you mean the little assistant dude in the hub. Hi. I think it was what helped me in. Oh, so it looks like a smiling face to you? Maybe my malware theory has some weight after all. In short, I still have no idea what the rogue friend of ours is. Worrying. What does Corru.Observer fuel? In interviews, they always just said it's something they grow. Most theories are that it's some metallic-based fungus that Corru can consume. Going off what Fun Friend said, it seems like they can use a bunch of different metals to create it. I guess it makes sense that they'd use metal to grow it, but I have no idea how that could work. Why did you call me for this? What, are you that unhappy that you get to be the first person to ever connect to a personal Corru-Observer? Just kidding. A lot of our MindSpike contractors have been out of service recently due to that big disaster update. God, I can't even imagine what MindSci was thinking. LMAO. Lamau. I'm choosing to pronounce that as Lamau. Traffic has been so bad. You're the only psycho I know who never updates stuff, so I figured you'd still be up for it. Thanks. Why am I able to connect to this so seamlessly? I inserted words. Well, in case you forgot, you definitely installed that FBX patch I gave you. Hold on. Am I actually an artificial creature? That would explain why my text is in barcode. That would explain why the digit I used wasn't like a typical organic thing. That was actually part of my body. MindSpikes usually can't just do this. Apparently, Corru-Observers give off and receive almost identical signals to nervous slots. It's a pretty incredible coincidence. Honestly, a miracle that it works at all. The science of it all goes over my head. You'd have to ask somebody in the dev department. Why can't I understand these obesque thoughts? Well, you're dealing with raw thought. The Corru-Observer isn't literally thinking the words you're receiving from it. Your brain is just interpreting the concepts that it's outputting in a way you understand. Cool. Actually cool. Why do I hear music sometime? You're hearing music? That's wild, but it makes sense. Some of the MindSpike
We love listening to Rue read the game.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
I'm glad. I like games like this that I get to read the narration of. There's a few of those on my YouTube channel too. Just like, it's really nice. It's like a story that comes out through me. Some of the MindSpike contractors I've worked with say similar stuff when they try to connect to Corru-Observer devices. My theory is that it's inherited context from the cyst, vague feelings that can't be translated into words. Sometimes people hear voices or just kind of know how to feel. Your brain is just reading it in a way that makes sense to you. That's my idea. My best idea. Anyway, I'm not hearing anything. I just see the readout on my end. Is it good? It's okay. Is there another one? No. That's it. Anything else? What about the hub? Yeah, I can think of a few myself. A few questions, that is. But what's on your mind? About Fun Friend. This Fun Friend thing. It's awfully friendly despite knowing what we are. Yeah, it seems weirdly friendly to me too. That could just be how it was designed, like a little assistant dude. Or maybe it can't even kick us out since the off layer got disassociated. Either way, if it was starving at the bottom of the ocean, I wouldn't care who came to save me. Oh, if I was starving at the bottom of the ocean. That's fair, Moth. So maybe it won't care until we get the fuel. You know what? Just to be safe, I suggest finding everything we can in here before we help it out properly. This could be our only chance. Maybe it really is only letting us
Observer
through
RRR.
since it's starving. Hey, Jag. The Observer. Nice to meet you. I'm observing pretty hard right now. What should we do about the fuel? Well, we should probably hold off on refueling until we found everything we can in here. Right, we said that. Seems pretty stable for now. I know Best Tech gets a little wacky when it starves. So I think that could play in our favor if we run into any other stuff like the auth layer. That said, when it comes to the actual fueling process, I passed word up to get a bunch of cheap copper tubing ASAP. So we could use that if FunFriend tells us how. The signature? Why don't I have a signature? I actually have no idea why it couldn't see your signature. Because I'm pretty sure most mind spikes have one for auth purposes. Most likely it was looking for a specific kind. It's probably pretty easy to tell that your connector is inorganic. Enough about FunFriend for now. And that's all. What's our next move? What are you asking me for? You just connected. Do your thing, dude. Don't forget, thought forms might extend past your field of perception. Think of it like scrolling. Got it. Back to it. Hello, friendo. I can't really do much. I'm just gonna search around. We got more things. Return to the hub to eject. Review the scanned and detected entities. System management. Oh. I haven't met any of these. Okay, so we could just fuck with the settings here. And it gives me a readout of the last thing that happened. Release candidate system. It has an ID installed by Louis Forti, January 2nd of 2050. Is that a Tuesday? Wait. These are actual credits. Blah, blah, blah. Violation of terms of service, modification of critical resources, legally required authorization rejected for more than 730 consecutive days. It was down there for like, what? Almost 4 years? Three years and some change? Almost 3 years? My math isn't working very well. Core services by MindSci and Neurosite. Corru.Works. Here's links. Listen to music. Merch. Alright. That's cool. That's really cool. Mind spiking may potentially trigger seizures for people with photosensitive epilepsy. There are occasional, unexpected flashes of light. Third-party rendering extensions may interfere with operation. User discretion advised. Alright. I got kicked back out. Hey, buddy. Let's reconnect.
Oh, you just opened a new tab, lol.
That opens in a tab?
Previous session is still going.
Truly? Thanks for that. Oh my gosh. That would have been so fucking funny. I mean, it's still funny. All right, I'm not gonna fuck with any more of this. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, that other website was just the creator's personal page.
That's pretty cool. I like its like seamless integration. Hello, interloper. That's all. Okay, I will be here. We just have a host. Hi. What's up, buddy? No. We need to
Think of it like scrolling.
think of it like scroll. Thanks for the reminder. It's interesting because like it was said to me and I thought to myself, that's interesting. I wonder what I can scroll. And then my brain just stopped on that thought. Connector thought form. Destination, low dimensional thought space. Internal. Inherited context. They're dead spires, icons of control. Interesting. We can go deeper. Oh. Opinative thought form. Content. These grand icons of their control. Thought. Though they are not ours, I feel a sense of pride. How our bright cousins have conquered their surface. Surface. I think surface is interposed onto whatever that word is. Is this mirrored? I wanted to go up. And yet, I find myself going down. I found something. Spatial thought form. Explicit purpose. Recollection. Incoherence detected. Inherited context. Ever skeptical. Hello? Oh. Pardon me. Explicit purpose of recollection. The envoy. Can chat with you? I stop and the envoy follows. He returns my stare. I appreciate you allowing this, Gordon. I understand there's some lingering fear, especially in these packed areas. Hey, it's no problem, and don't worry, most people will treat you just fine here. If we were in Chicago or New York or something, we'd have you land on the roof, but with how busy the Bureau has been, we've had so many obese visitors. Your people are practically a part of the city at this point. He produces a metal communicator from a cavity in his skin cloak and peruses its glow. And frankly, it helps with public image. Seeing you out and about with the people, it helps stomp out that damn viral scare. I did not consider that element. I agree. You know what? Speaking of public image, he returns the communicator to its cavity. There's this little place up ahead, a cafe. Why don't we stop there before heading in? Just keep going straight. It's past the Bureau. I've assumed a different form. You do not mind if I interact with your streetwalkers? Not at all. As long as I'm around, it's fine. Like I said, this is probably the most best friendly city in the States. What city could it be? We're just going to assume it's Philadelphia, because that's where I'm from. At worst, you'll get a couple glares. There are probably still a few viral theorists out there. Actually, this is kind of freaky. narrative parallels in my own life. Like, Philadelphia happens to be really good to trans people.
We're in Florida for sure.
In Florida, you think? Or you probably know. You said for sure. I'm gonna go with that. Florida, perhaps Miami, which is not so great from what I hear with trans people.
Nah, just joking.
Fair. I'm pretty autistic, so if you suggest something jokingly, I might try to engage with it. But it's fine. I appreciate the joke as well. Where is this cafe? It's real close by. Just keep walking down the street. Look for the bright yellow door. Let's proceed. A, W. Oh, perfect. Responsive thought form. Recollection, incoherence. Observe. I stopped near the bureau entrance to examine a bright cousin dressed like an envoy. Dressed like the envoy. He speaks into a little boxy communicator held against his face, oblivious. Didn't go anywhere, so it ended up being like watching paint dry. Just god awful. So I ended up having to get even more coffee, otherwise I would have dozed off. It always looks very silly when they communicate through those. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. How do their words turn into lightning? The envoy leans forward to see why I have stopped, following my gaze. He speaks lowly, as to not earn the attention of the cloaked streetwalker. What is it? You know Oliver? No, I'm just fascinated by your communicators. To speak so loudly, so constantly, would be certain death in my previous occupation. You worked on the surface, right? Yes, intermittently, before the rise of... The cloaked streetwalker collapses his communicator and looks around, quickly spotting us. It's a flip phone? He smiles widely and signals us to come closer. Ooh, hey, Gordon, who's this? Let me guess, exchange initiative? Actually, Oliver, this is Akazetesh. Signal initiative. No shit, I didn't know you got assigned into that. Nice to meet you, Akazetesh. I dip my head, receptors curl back respectfully. We don't want to bump anybody with our receptors. I extend the same to you, Oliver, my friend. You may call me Akazet. Sure thing, Akazet. And hey, I'd love to chat, but I'm on booth duty in like 10. No worries, Oliver. We've got business too. See you around. Farewell. Well, we're on our way. To the cafe. I'm also... Oliver? Did I mistake names? I feel like my brain just skipped. Gordon. Gordon. His name is Gordon. What's on the menu? Recollection, recurring scenery. That makes a lot of sense. This is their menu? Incredible. It is almost completely illegible. I see orange, perhaps a citric drink. The bright cousins are so replete with citric acids that they produce little drinks with them. So they are human. The thing about humans is that we're one of the few creatures on the planet that do not produce our own vitamin C. And we share that with guinea pigs, actually. If you've ever kept guinea pigs, you got to give them vitamin C supplements. Is this not paradise? I instruct my mouth to construct taste bud equivalencies. It has been so long. Fantastic.
We're the kind of creatures to cultivate a spicy plant and make it even spicier.
Right? It's amazing. I think that's amazing. Who do we have here? Recollective, thoughtful. Hello. The attendant is paralyzed by my appearance. I sense the glow of recording communicators in my peripheral vision. Hello. Good morning. I'll get an espresso macchiato. What do you want, Akazet? Akazet? That Akazet? Wow, it's so cool to meet you. Do you eat food? Of course she does. Why don't you take a look at the menu, Akazet? Well, it didn't help last time, but let's take another look. Do. Gosh. Order orange coffee. Orange coffee sounds good, actually, because, like, let me read this first. I'll have the orange. Oh, yeah, okay. Espresso macchiato and an orange coffee. That'll... Blah, 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 blah. I got you covered, Akazet. They exchange payment. The attendant leaves to begin production of the beverages.
I love this party.
Just wait a minute, and we'll have those ready. I wish I could pry these machines open and watch them work. Their manipulation of lightning is truly remarkable. Some moments pass, and the attendant returns with 2 flimsy organic cups. Hey, thanks. You have a good day. Thanks, you too. I sip at the opening in the cup. The taste is exotic.
I want some orange coffee too.
Truly terrible. I smile at the attendant. The citrus saves it, but I would have preferred a simple cup of their orange juice. Pretty good, right? It will do. Great. Let's head down to the office. I heard you have some news about the call. Oh, yes, but let's talk of it in private.
Orange juice.
Orange juice. Oranged. It's more like juiced orange, but perhaps the Obesk have a different
Orange
way.
is your juice.
And I want to point out that the creatures we meet, their faces look like eyes, but I'm starting to wonder if the Obesk just view humans like that. Akatesh assumed that the coat was a skin. And it has, like, the fasteners are all over the place. Notice there's just random buttons around. So somehow, when Akatesh interacts with the world, she only sees things that make sense to her. Which makes a lot of sense considering that connecting to the Corru produces music, and they told us that it's probably something we're just experiencing because it makes the most sense in that form. What was I going to say next? Oh yeah, also I like the idea of orange coffee because there's a lot of citrus fruits that are actually bitter instead of sweet. Such as bergamot. I imagine the citrus really would make the coffee extra palatable. I suppose we can just get out of here. We'll go back down to the office. Wow, a little too far. Do. Well, back up a little. Oh, the entire thing. Incoherence. Enter. Oh, that creature. Well, isn't it? That particular elevator isn't working. Guess we can talk. Never talk. No talking, so sorry. Sorry. Leave office. Gordon, what happened? You're breaking down on me. I really can't go up there? Prohibitive incoherence. Quiet. So then what do we do, Gordon? There's not a lot to do. I can't continue in this direction. I can't go into the building I have to go into. I stop near the bureau entrance to examine a bright cousin dressed like the envoy. He speaks into a little box communicator. Okay, so it's the same.
Don't forget to talk to Moth whenever you feel stuck.
True that. I bet Moth knows what's going on. Actually, I explicitly bet Moth doesn't know what's going on, but could help. So, Akazet's assigned contact was a Gordon. I'm gonna see if I can track down who this was. I have a question about this thought form. I'm looking at it on the feed now. What's up? Where could this have been? Well, I don't think there's a street on Earth that has ever looked like this. Lol. God. I'm like trying to pronounce Moth's emotes like they're words because I'm pretty sure that's how they speak. That said, she was one of the traveling diplomats back when they still sent those out. Gordon mentioned it's in the States, so probably somewhere in the US. Maybe somewhere on the West Coast. That's where the old HQ was. So probably Los Angeles. Or... San Francisco? One of the larger cities. I imagine San Francisco is very likely to be open to peoples, but that's just based on folks that I've talked to from there. Can't progress. I can't seem to enter the elevator. That's weird. I want to say that it's incoherence, but the fact that the envoy personality is intact otherwise seems like something else is changing it. Your Spike even reported that resources got removed. We might be out of luck on this one. Seems like there's plenty to see elsewhere, though. Is there anything else? I have some questions. Let's ask about... Who is Gordon? Good question. Not finding a solid match, but he's clearly an FBX agent. I'd help if Akazet's Corru assist actually remembered his face correctly. Ah, okay, so... The actual Corru assist is having trouble rendering, perhaps. Although, that doesn't really prove anything, because he also mentioned, that is, Moth mentioned that I'm the first being to make contact with somebody's personal Corru assist. And being personal means that it was only fitted for Akazesh. Akazesh? I'll have to get back to you on this. Maybe we can snag a last name, it'll be easier. Good luck.
Akazetish, or Akazet for short.
Akazet, thank you. It's gonna stick eventually. I'm better at remembering faces over names, and unfortunately for me, nobody here has a face except for the Corru components.
Everyone says Akazet laughing face.
Well, let's go back. I'm assuming we go back through here. Low dimensional thought space, internal. Okay. Okay. Oh, it takes us back to the center. I'm just gonna check down here. Okay. Let's look up. This is where I wanted to go in the first place, and for some reason I was drawn down. Maybe in the design of this thing. Good design. Glimmering spires mark their cities, all formed of dead metal and glass, so tall, taller than the tallest Vilk. But they stand quietly. One day they will breathe, and our lost cousins will share in our knowledge. Fascinating. Whoa. Oh my. Here we go. This node is taking its time. It's got a little sigil behind it. Did the other ones have sigils? Do low dimensional thought space internal. The domain of the dead. Inherited context. Implies altered living state. Whoa, whoa, come back. Our dull vessel. Hey, wait. There's so much going on. A new place. Oh. Is this the Obelisk homeworld? Why do I assume that? Well, there's quarter assists here. It makes sense. A face. I don't know if I want to engage with the face. Seems kind of rude, but let's look at everything else first. Processed metals, easily accessible. That container looks familiar. It does, Moth. It really does. Also. Oh, both of these activate on the same... No. Container. They're all the same. Explicit purpose of recollection. My Glazica, or Glazica. Translation failed, cause no equivalent internal meaning, no relevant inherited context. Romanization successful. Hello, Akazatech. It is so exciting to see you again. Your surface walking grows longer each time. Oh yes, I've been indulging the cousin's method of transport. Work continues well ahead of the initiative's projections. What is the status of our vessel? Consumption is paused for all activities except maintenance. Our pilot has left us in a stable orbit. Fuel reserves are acceptable. I see. Thank you, my Glazica. It could be a term of endearment, but it could also be a designation of a device. Like, literally an object of hers. What have you been doing in my absence? Mostly maintenance, however, the pilot cyst refuses to sleep, so I have been staying awake. To pass the time, we have been playing little games with the containers while you were gone. Really? Did you make something yourselves? No. It is only a game of Parasite. As you can see, I am currently winning. Well done. We should play soon. How to play Parasite? This is obviously a chair. I want to see it from the side. It's flat! Oh my gosh, it's absolutely flat! Did you do incoherent? The great mind of my vessel. Yay!
Average office chair.
Yeah! Hello. Thurgzy. Sure. Thurgzyroff. Let's just call it Thurg. It's helpful. What the fuck? That looks like some kind of format error. I think this one might be busted. Could be encoded. I'll just make a note of this for now. Let's come back later. Damn. Alright. What else do we got? Their vast inner void, our stilted shore, the end. Oh. So, I mean, this is clearly a planet. And this would be a landing place. Oh, it is literally a gate. All right. The stage for our three-eyed performance. Time period. Patrols around the Eye of Valzi. Religious implication. Oh. I like the whole screen lit up when I scrolled over it. It like drew my vision around the entire screen. It's really funny. It is super pretty. A scroll. Also, I don't know if y'all can see a scroll bar is here. There we go. Okay. Okay. It's hard. It's hard for me to see the edge of the screen like this, but I can use the click scroll. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Both scroll bars are visible, yes.
Interesting. Prohibitive incoherence. Exceeds incoherence threshold. Recommended repair. Well, that's the embassy. I'm not ready yet. I want to see what this is. Do-do-do-do. Low dimensional. Oh, right. It's a physical vessel. Dead vessels sat aside our spire. Our cousins found us quickly. This kind of looks like the parts of a ship. I kind of see it. They're all vessel shaped and connected together. Oh, and here's a smokestack. Pipage. Piping? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's like we walked through the ship under the layers to get down here. That's fucking amazing. This game is fucking amazing. The funny little room. It's an experiential thought form. Ooh. Creature. This one is more put together. The interviewer steps inside and sits across from me. All this study, and still I can barely tell them apart. Have I met this one? What was her name? Sorry for the wait. We had to swap out storage on the camera after the last one. You know about cameras, right? They are your little lightning boxes for memories, yes? You could call them that. You don't mind if we record this, do you? Do I mind? What does that mean? Estimation. Will you hold a conflict? Technically, that's true. Thank you? What? Oh, no. I'm doing the same. The interviewer erects a tri-legged device formed of dead metal and glass. Dead metal? Dead metal? No, we've heard this before. Because they theorized that the metals on the other planet were grown by mushrooms. It stares at me with its funny little eyeball. So, to get us started off here, can you tell me a bit about yourself, your history? Of course, my friend. I am Akazetech Ko. Right, it's still Akazetech Ko Yoksi. But you may call me Akazet. In my time back home, before I emerged from my larval form, I was a surface runner. I met with many other cave cities during our Corru.Observer revolution.
Ooh, good memory. With regards to dead metal.
Yeah, no, I want to say 1,000 things right now, so we're just going to leave that thought. It started from my region, and so I, among other volunteers, carried our findings to our distant kin. That is why I was selected to meet with you. Like most of the others, it was a diplomatic role. Of course, I eventually was fatally wounded on the surface. It was very dangerous, you see. And so followed my emergence. I could speak for winks on what followed. Numerous within gazes. This makes sense. They're very eye-centric. But you see, that and my growing interest on the call was why I was chosen for this. Does that suffice? It does, thank you. Could you tell me why the Obesk have come to Earth? Have you not already learned this from your prior envoys? Oh, it's just the script. We're asking all of your people this. It's not just about the exact reason. We really want to understand what you think. I see. We have sought life for so long. I recall talks of the research even in my youth. We have had the means to reach other planets for just as long. But it's a prohibitive method. We could not simply visit every planet we liked. We needed a clear sign, and your planet gave it to us. And that would be the call, right? Yes, yes, yes! So you already have learned of it. We had a really very long chat about it with one of your engineers just earlier today. Kavik. Sorry, what was that? Oh, Kavik. Kavik? Yes, that's the one. He's very friendly, and distinctly unqualified to speak of the call under these circumstances. It's an interjected thought from the operator. Why would you say something like that? I cannot imagine what fantasies he spouted to our cousins. What are your thoughts about the call? Basics aside. Yes, it is a bizarre paradox. So bizarre that it is the reason I now sit with you, my bright cousin. If not for the call, we may never have found your home. But the call could not have happened without us being in your home already. Not one of our theories has held against scrutiny. Not one. Kavik certainly had plenty of theories. I suppressed my laughter through direct internal controls. So, the actual observer really is like a robot. It would be unseemly to paint him in a negative light upon my first contact. Unless these are internal thoughts from Akatesh. I'll figure it out. Kavik is brilliant, but until we have evidence, they are simply theories. Okay, so like, I got confused as I thought this was the operator.
Do remember, this is her personal device.
It is her personal device, yeah, thank you. Like, I spiraled a little bit just thinking about what this means. Finding the source will be the only way to truly understand what is happening. So what does Bright Cousin mean? Some of your people have been calling us that. Is it a nickname? Nickname. Estimation, short name, or endearing made-up name. Yes, you could call it this. You see, our larval lives are lived in bodies like yours. Almost exactly like yours. The similarities are baffling. We've heard that sentiment a few times. Your larval forms, they're bipedal too? Yes, but so much more than that is the same. I truly cannot understand this. We have your faces, your arms, your legs. Only our faces do not move as much, and that's interesting. I think that's really fucking interesting. Because you would assume, being human, that comparing yourself to another, you would say, you have my face, and my arms, and my legs. But Akaza is very outwardly personal. It is as if Obesk are mirrored here on this bright world, only missing our receptors and certain armors upon our skin. And so you are our cousins, our bright cousins. We are undoubtedly of the same family. Why, or how, is beyond our understanding for now. But I believe this similarity and the call coming from your world is no coincidence. I see. I don't think we've had it explained that way before. Given how your people speak, the general consensus was that it was some sort of metaphor. Sorry, metaphor meaning, I know metaphors, my friend. Oh, good. So your technology, Corru, we're still gathering what information we can. I know you're not exactly an engineer, so no need to go too in depth, but can you just give us a few basic explanations, as in how you build it and use it? We've got a lot of answers here. We're just trying to reach a consensus. What an awful question to ask me. I cannot contain my confusion. My receptors curl out of a sort of unease. But I must not blame this bright cousin. She cannot understand. Sorry, did I say something wrong? That's cool. That the human knows that the Obesk was uncomfortable. That's something. That's something very important. I personally find interspecies communication is going to be amazing when it finally, well, when it happens between something not of Earth. So to be able to read another species like that is super important. What? Could they have deciphered our receptor movements already? No. And actually, that's another thing, is that the Obesk would be interested to find out that humans are very good at reading the emotional states of other creatures. That's just something we do. It's a reason that we keep pets. They are endeared to us because we can read their emotional state. Your question, it is wrong. We do not build it. It is grown and taught. But our analyses... Sorry, to interpret. Our analyses say it's entirely metal, non-organic. Your people are
Someone
so
has
fond.
probably tried to pet an Obesk before talking.
Oh my gosh, that would be kind of funny. Wow. Your people are so fond of metaphors, from what's been recorded anyway, that I just want to clarify. Is Corru alive? As in a living species like you or me? You mentioned this. Kavik mentioned this. Although Kavik's way of speaking especially made it seem like it was just a language barrier or metaphor. You really grow it from something and teach it? Like teaching a child? Is it some sort of symbiosis? I'm quiet for longer than I should be, I think. How could I possibly explain? Yes. No. I see her recognize my confusion, but make no effort to alleviate it. Fine. It is alive. It is grown. It is symbiosis. I must be straightforward with you, my friend. I cannot explain it in your language effectively, and I do not have the expertise of an engineer. You will receive no fruitful answers from me, but I can say that it is not like teaching a child. The spheres it forms soften their walls for our receptors and receive of our thought. That is how Corru is operated, and how our engineers do their teaching. I see. I see her face contort into a smile, but it is different. Oh. Akazet is being introduced to the polite smile. Sorry for pressing you on that. Sorry for pressing you on that question. We've been asking everyone. Even getting the thoughts of non-engineers is valuable. It helps us get a bigger picture of your society, your whole caste system. Why did you people wait 7 years to open communications? No, 7 years is roughly the equivalent of 3 eyes. Patrols around the Eye of Veltsi. Religious implication. Why does it... What's the religious implication of the year? Well, they're eye forms. They're really in tune with eyes. Like, everyone we've seen has mostly been eyes. And anything that's not an eye is an artificial intelligence, such as
You know
this
how we
friend
say
here.
before Christ.
Before Christ. Yeah. I think I'll understand eventually. That is a choice made by the initiative leaders.
Those are
Before now.
religious implications too, technically.
I get it. Like, socially constructed in that way. That's pretty cool. I believe the intent was to focus all efforts on researching the call first. But with how quickly our spire was noticed, we had to shift focus to deciphering your languages and cultures to open contact. The interviewer's facial muscles contort in unfamiliar ways. Probably she's a little put off by the plural form of cultures, as in the Obesk had contacted multiple human settlements. Should I contort mine in the same way? Oh, gee. The physical language of our bright cousins is incomprehensible. It's funny that she can distinguish it as a form of communication. I guess that's obvious, though. So in 7 years, your people grew to understand all of our cultures and languages? I laugh. My voice is so loud in this small room. The cousin mimics my laughter. Maybe she understands? Oh no, she doesn't know about sympathetic laugh. Woo. It is an ongoing work. Your species has walked so many diverging paths, but we learned enough to speak with you. So now that you're here and we've opened communications, what will you do? We have several initiatives. They broadly concern sharing information, exchanging of resources, and of course, locating the call, which I am a part of. I am excited for what our people will do for one another, but I also cannot rest until I have my answers, you see. Well, you'll find we're alike in that way. Every human loves a good mystery. This is the single most important sentence we've read so far. Oh yes, we have noticed. Your many attempts to investigate our spire were very entertaining. So many of us wanted to say hello to our creations. Well, say hello to your creations. But we were not prepared. What can you tell us about the call? We know the basics from our chat with Kavik, and a few of your theories, but in your own words, what do you know? This pattern in their questioning is so strange. We already know this, but must ask you anyway. That's something interesting as well. It would be kind of obvious to the point of not being noticed. I happen to be obsessed with rhetoric. Ruru, happen to be obsessed with rhetoric. And so the distinction to ask questions you already know the answer to is very important, because it shows you what the individual is thinking about at the time, which is something that the interviewer has said before. Well, how many of their years is 13 eyes? Right. Estimation of 30. That's a pretty round number, and it's really interesting that we get a prime number for the amount of eyes to compare to the number of years. So 30 years divided by 13. Each obelisk year is 2.3 Earth years. "30 of your years ago, the whaling across our dull communications began. Much of that time was spent simply locating its origin, and while I was not yet involved, I know that it was excessively costly. So many gates created, so many blemishes outside the air's border." Did they break the ozone layer? "So much time passed that the call grew weak, an echo of what it used to be, all while our efforts ate away resources. Our councils began to demand that efforts be slowed. And then your home was found, 7 years ago, and even though we are here now, the source seems no closer." The cousin glances at her memory box. Did I say too much? Her face contorts again, the same way. "What do you mean by it seems no closer? You said it's here, right? You located the source?" No. Dull signals are... Suggestion, fuzzy, is a suitable descriptor, comparable to the obelisk word for such. Fuzzy, within ranges. There are in many places at once, you see. That is how we heard it all the way from our home. We know it is here, we know. It is likely in your southern hemisphere, but little else. And it has grown quiet. I know we will help. We will need your help." Her face contorts again in a new way. "I know that one. It is smiling, delightful. I shift mine similarly. Frankly, I don't think that'll be a problem. Your people have been so cooperative and friendly that, well, call it optimistic, but our worlds working together could be the start of something incredible." It is most explicitly incredible. Probably would be cohesive contact with another species is the most important thing. Will be the most important thing in human history. We share this feeling, my bright cousin. Okay. Well, that's the script. We're done? Yep, that's all for now. We'll be in touch, Akazet. Thank you so much for coming to meet us. Of course, this is only the beginning, my friend. Notice memory stream terminated. Advise end recollection. You know, kind of a long shot, but we could probably get a little extra here. If you keep the render running past the end of the stream, maybe we could talk to Akazet. Or at least this version of Akazet. That's an interesting... Like... this was not implied at all until just now. That the technology has an extended memory. Wait, they did talk about this. Like... some of the forms extending past the screen requiring scrolling. This is like a similar process to that. It's fourth dimensional. And we have to experience that dimensionality as time. So waiting is like continuing the program. Whoa, we got to see Akazet. She's kind of a
Less
cutie.
extended memory and more simulation.
That's true. Oh, I see. So it's not real. It's just trying to continue to do something. That's like putting a stopgap in a program so that it loops.
Again, it is her personal device.
That's true.
Wink.
Got it. Wow, you're very helpful. Do I know you from off Twitch? You don't have to, like, say so. Oh. That's all.
Nope, just saw that there's a
For
Corru
now.
stream.
Oh, nice. It's really good to meet you. Akazet. These are the tendrils. I feel so weird suddenly.
Do tell if you need me to back off on explanations, laughing face.
I don't mind spoilers, but just because I'm recording this for YouTube, it could be helpful not to give too many hints. But I do appreciate some help. Considering, I can also say that eventually I will get things on my own. It really depends on how well you can bear watching me, quote, struggle. What is this? Where? What the fuck is that? That's not what Akazet looked like. Really? A rabid feeling of
Oh
hunger
nah,
overtakes
no
me.
spoilers here, just context for the current stuff.
Context is good. I am dying. But I am awoken. I am an echo. I feel your eyes. You are looking at me. So these are internal thoughts, which means that we can communicate with her through the internal structure. And you are not me. I know you are not me. In my thoughts? How dare you? Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I suppose it was only a matter of time. I recorded for a reason. Are you a child of mine? Perhaps a student? Has my name grown renowned back home? Child? Student? What are you talking about? The interviewer is also still... It's recorded, but something about this is artificially intelligent. Like, it's recorded, but it's put onto a structure that thinks for itself. That's insane. Wait, who are you talking to? Why isn't your mouth... I need to go. I need to get out of here. You cannot. This is all there is for us. Sit, or you will destroy this. This oblivious thought form will poison the space. Please wait a moment, Observer. I must calm it. What do you mean? Listen to me. What is your name? Where are you from? What language are we speaking right now? Do you know these things? You do not, do you? We are a dream, a memory. I feel as though it is starting to understand. What a pity, it is not lucid. Oh. Go.
Loved that moment when Akazet said, please wait,
Yeah.
Corru.Observer.
Oh, was there a dot? Well, Observer. I get it though. It is interesting. It can hear this, and so the thought form rejects my explanation. It stands and runs for the door, which does not exist. The room's integrity is shattered. What's happening? The walls of her thought form crumble under our lucidity, and she is gone. Do not weep for it, Observer. It will grow back. It grows. It's a self-replicating, artificial intelligent form. But I am still here, in this small room, with you. I grow anxious, yes, because you can feel my thoughts. It is not a pleasant feeling. I will speak instead. Yes, this is better. Who are you? I am an interloper. Fascinating. So interlopers are no longer just a theory. And oh yes, I see. This is not a copy, is it? You are an interloper and you have access to my personal device? That does not bode well for me, does it? I know I said I'd keep quiet while you do your thing, but I'm seeing some really weird activity. Are you changing shit right now? Oh, this creature. It's speaking to us in chain links. Ah, it's assumed the form of the room. A strange dread grips me. Is that you? Do you seek to end the recollection? No, I see you. I do not see it, but I can feel its claws biting into me. Ah. What is happening? Tell them about the meteorite. What? An echo? Of an echo? No, no. I'm simply beyond incoherence. This is sabotage. This is not real. The claw pierces the membrane at the edges of my thought form. I feel something torn from me. Interloper, this is wrong. This is sabotage. You are not doing this, are you? No! I jumped a little. It was the sound that it made. You need the... I really wonder what Obelisk sounds like. Attention thought form. Modified resources removed. Error. Memory incoherence at maximum. Unable to render. Okay. So that definitely wasn't you. That's what let you in, right? I still don't know what that could be. But it can definitely change things because it actually just destroyed this section. Like, it's completely gone. Same as the auth layer. So we... Attention. Thought form activity detected in dull vessel. Maybe on a clock here. I don't get it. Why would it let you in? Just to end up deleting stuff after? Well, if it's also artificially intelligent, and we know that it's a virus type thing, it invaded, it just wants us to see particular things. It doesn't want us to see too much, and it doesn't want us to step out of the bounds. It wants us to experience things without shortcuts. That much is clear. There was something else I thought. I had another thought and it just left me. It'll come back.
Streamer just had an incoherent thought form.
Yeah, actually. The funny little room. I just want to check. This thing, what, the thing was deleted. I checked it earlier, right? Did I? I must have. I've been checking all of them. There's not another entry for funny little room before entering the ship. It got rid of the record of it. No. No. No, okay, I didn't go back far enough. There's just... I got confused because memory incoherence at maximum, unable to render, came up. And this was shown to me outside the ship. But all of this text came from inside the ship. So things are out of order. Unless I'm losing my mind. I just want to check for changes. It is the same. I just wanted to see if it was the same. Things seem a little bit out of order though. It's weird. Oh. Just this. This was this expressed to us? I don't know. I think I'm losing my fucking mind here. Okay. Okay, that's where this is. I just didn't notice it last time. Let's go back. I'm not ready to see that. It appears to be a ship. Because of the sigil, actually. The sigil on it is the same as the one from the other ship. So this has to be a ship. It's a vessel. Oh, it's the vessel that's orbiting the Earth. They mentioned that. They put a vessel in stable orbit for observing on the ground. I'm excited to go there, but I want to see things in some kind of order. Oh, alright. I guess I can't see that right now. There's some purple over here. And blue? There's no such thing as purple stars. Oh, it's a repeating pattern though, right? Kinda. No. Is that different? It doesn't matter. I'm... Low dimensional thought space internal. The domain of the dead. Whoops. Ah. No, this took us back. Right. And so this is also a ship. A gate. Oh, the waters, the city. They're dead spires, icons of control. And this is how we get back. Okay. I'm starting to understand. Oh, but this is where we were. Okay, we came up here. Oh, that's annoying. Our dull vessel. Recollection, incoherence detected. Recollection, recurrent location, alter thought form state. Oh, right, okay. We'll give it one more shot. Hello. Yay, it works now. Interloper. It knows I'm here. What the fuck? Did that thing fix this? Looking at the old log, I don't think this was supposed to be self-aware. Hello there. Change. Location. Not right now. Understood. How are you lucid? Veltzi. Instructed. Who is Veltzi? Secrecy. Instructed. Soon. Meet. Just a sec, I'll return. There's a lot of open space here. There's a nebula. Ah. It flickered in a really particular way. Definitely take care if you're photosensitive. It's because of the movement. There's a field rotating behind the thing. This nebula is really pretty. How is it blue? I guess they can be blue. Well, it must be like whatever lens we're observing with processes this as blue. Because the cloud-like stuff in these megastructures is usually particles. I mean, if we're assuming that this is Earth-like, Earth-like observance, but we know that it's not. I do see a repeating pattern. It's interesting. So this memory contains a lot of the space that was outside of the actual event. I do not like the shape of this. It makes my brain freak out. Like, why did that scare me? It's because it's space, I think. Dull contrivance. Unprocessable entity, non-renderable. This thing makes my stomach turn. I can't really explain why. Alright, I've seen enough. Change the location. Altering. Attention, thought form activity detected. Dull vessel. Now. Ocean. Altering. Now. Orbit. I got you. Thank you. Hello. Okay. Are we in a different space now? It was the ocean. Oh yeah. This thing. This is the ship, right? No, that's the ship. Well, that was the ship. That was open space. So there must be something different. Recollection, symbolic. The stage. And this is the same? Boo, boo, boo. I might have to talk to Moth again. The only thing different is the thing hanging in the sky. Boo, boo, boo. Just taking a quick peek around. Spatial thought form. Recollection, recurrent location, alter thought form state. Dive. Oh! Hey. Wait, come back. Oh, this thing over here. Connector thought form. Low dimensional thought space, internal. Why are you here? Why indeed? There's... Oh, okay. I noticed something cool. I can see the scroll wheel this time. The bar doesn't let you know how much there is. The bar was completely full. until I started scrolling down, and it's like it's loading new parts of it as we go, so that there's no hint to how far down it goes. Really good design. I noticed a little smudge on my screen. I need to find some computer screen cleaner. Very far down. Oh. Yeah. Hey. This is the Corru space that we started with, isn't it? It's similar. Yeah, I don't like it. Why don't I like it? Unprocessable thought form, unusual signature. Non-standard format implies spatial thought form. So it's a place. Executing render. Interloper. Hi. Your curiosity will kill you. You are not prepared. What do you mean? I know what you want. I will help you. Restore this coruscist to health. Enable communications. You will receive everything you want. Who are you? Not now. Forgive me for this. Goodbye. Data overload. Safeguards active. Meow. We got ejected. A sharp pain pierces your skull. Your mind spike recoils from the coruscist. Emergency ejection complete. Minimal connector damage. Minor neural impact. Are you alright? Oh shit. Moth frantically pulls the wires out of a smoking processor.
Iron deficiency. Got up too fast.
Yeah. The room smells like fried electronics. Jesus Christ. That spike just saved your life, dude. I mean, it didn't sound like that thing was trying to kill you, but damn, just look at this. I'm gonna have to limit the signal splitter in case that happens again. So what now? Well, obviously we gotta repair this thing. We can learn so much, seriously. We've never been able to maintain coruscistic tech, let alone fix it. Imagine what we could do with this sort of find. Maybe they'd finally move me out of the basement. But according to the fun friend thing, we need some metal to give the column, which apparently will feed the coruscist. And I'm pretty sure that container we have is one of the same ones in Akazet's ship, so it probably has something we can use. I'm just not really sure how to open it short of destroying it. Do me a favor, reconnect and ask FunFriend about that. Maybe it'll have a suggestion. What about the entity that kicked me out? Oh, I didn't mean to be so flippant about that, sorry. This time I was actually able to track what it was saying with some direct stream access. You heard the thing. It doesn't want to kill you. Sec. In fact, it's relying on us to survive, and it does seem to want to survive. I think it just didn't have any other way to get you out of that thought space. Which I guess it's just going to be holding as leverage for now. But look, don't worry about it. You got me watching over this operation. If something like that happens again, I'll make sure you're fine. Alright. There was another thing I still... There was one space that I didn't actually go in. Reconnecting. Hello, interloper. I saw you visited the dull vessel. It seems... If it seems empty, that is because the furniture thought forms were consumed. Sorry. We can fix it later. It doesn't follow me exactly. Hello, interloper. We have a container from Akazet's ship. We think it holds usable metals, but don't know how to open it. Oh, that is so lucky. Yes, you should be able to use that. However, without a Glazica, you will not be able to open it. So, Glazica is the name of an object device. It seems weird, but I'll deal. Not safely, anyway. Small containers are very strong, and will respond violently to trauma if you try to open them with a blunt instrument. But if you can find something to kill it instantly, a puncturing tool, just aim for its base and it will perish. Yes, that should work. Am I really going to have to requisition a handgun or something? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to see what I can find. Maybe we can get something safer. Great, thanks. Did you need anything else? Gun! Yeah. Have you noticed anything strange? I think there's someone else in here making changes. You are the only connected entity. I assume that the changes I felt were your doing. How strange. Wow. Wow. What horrific dread you have inspired in me. Thank you for reporting something I almost certainly can do nothing about. Resource management is currently occupying all of my faculties. Until you have fed the column,
Best line in the
please
game.
try to limit the damage this other person inflicts. It's pretty great.
Felt, kid, haha.
Yeah. Then I will be able to help. Why are there more gates here now? I'm glad you noticed. I have been reconstructing connections as you engage with these places. My space here was in terrible disrepair, so most connections were shattered. And I am far too occupied to locate each individual recollection. So, I am using you for this. Thank you for the help. I need to go. Okay, I will be here. I like this creature. Okay. So we go back to their waters. Oh, and it dives. Rise, please. This is the one I wanted to interact with. Oh. So it's just here now because I moved it. Because I moved it. I moved it from orbit to the ocean, so it's just gonna sit here. Ow! Ah, 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 ah. I have an idea. Nope, it doesn't do anything else here. I think it'll be easier to return to if I park it near the ocean. Because it doesn't move as much. I know it's not much, but it's something.
By the way, you can click things from afar without walking to them.
Interesting. Oh, like tab? Alright, here we are again. So then this thing is different, right? Or does this just lead to space place? It does. So I can go back there, and now the ship is not here. Interesting. We'll go back. There we go. The envoy and I step inside a dim meeting room, the blinds drawn as a kind acknowledgement of our preferences.
A whole ass year.
Yo, Muscat! Wow. Oh my gosh, what do I say? Oh, let me stretch. Oh my gosh. Muscat, thank you for subscribing for a fucking year. Like, honestly, I know you have more than that. You were on a pretty good streak for a while. I think we skipped one.
Loves you.
I love you.
Wah, wah, wah.
Chaotic Cryptid. Oh my
I'm
gosh,
here with
Chaos. Hi, Chaos.
Me www.
It's good to
So
see
cool.
you.
2 hearts, thank you for supporting the Rurus.
Moscat is my dear girlfriend and partner from another place who I love dearly. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy your power cores and enjoy my emotes. What is it? Or is it enjoy your power cores and emotes, and I hope you enjoy my content, is what I usually say. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We're playing Corru.Observer. It's been great so far. We sit. He sets a metal box on the table. My receptors are curled into spirals. This will be difficult. So, Akazet, what have you found? It's been a while since you've come to talk in person. Yes, it has been a while. I've been consumed with our work.
I enjoy the content and I enjoys the you.
I enjoys the you too. And while it has gone well in terms of progress, I cannot say I am happy with our findings. There is a marked concern in his eyes. He does not want to interrupt. I understand why. Last we met, I felt an optimism that has not graced the eye in some time. Has not graced the eye. Optimism
By stretch time.
that hasn't graced the eye. So in this context, the eye is like their mind. What they see is also how they think, which explains why the Corru are like this. Wow, thank you for stretches, Chaos. Usually it's Moss doing that. Oh my gosh, I actually needed this. My kitty hat's behind the green screen right now.
Mushroom K Biddy Top 3.
Woof. Oh. I feel refreshed. You see, for all of the time the call has been screamed into our communications, we have never been able to identify what exactly is being said, and we still cannot. But we know how it is being said. I pause. For too long. I must choose my words carefully. I don't think Akazet is hiding anything. Maybe she just wants to best communicate. He sips his little drink. The running theory was that it was just noise being broadcast to draw attention, right? You're saying there's no longer you're saying that's no longer the case? Yes, exactly. In truth, it is a deliberate transmission and is trying to convey something exact. The method is not one that is used in our modern communications. It predates many optimizations we made. You could describe it as a raw thought. His face contorts in confusion. Does he not believe me? So, what's it saying? And how'd your team reach that conclusion? Haven't you been listening to this thing for, what, 32 years? Your answer comes simply, Gordon. The message is not complete, but it has finally matched enough patterns for us to confirm its methods. It has taken this time to reach what we believe to be... maybe past half its full length? And we cannot process the message until we have nearly all of it. He stares at me, waiting, frozen, baffled. I find myself poking holes in the lid of my orange beverage with the sharp points of my fingers to delay my next words. This is good. This is like... Akazet is actually starting to gain some human mannerisms. I find that interesting. I should not speak of the finer details yet. For your reference, it would take a full day for a Selkie to be portrayed in this medium. Valk parasite, food. Yeah? Oh, that's the thing that grows the thing. What's your lucky number? I will get that in just a minute. I'm gonna find a pause break. Whoever is sending this message is not only using archaic means, but is transmitting something. Something so large that, we have all wondered if it is even possible to comprehend, or if it, recommendation, do not say that. No, you're right. What? Nothing. Apologies. It is just the scale of this that has been weighing upon me. The mystery of the source has been compounding with each discovery, and this recent development has many of my team working on more solemn silence. He takes a sip. I see unease in the gentle shake of his hand. Before he speaks, he leans forwards in his chair. His eyes are distant. Jesus. Akazet, so if all this is right, and you said this theory is confirmed, right? Without any doubt, my friend. The consistent patterns of raw thought appear at regular percentages of message length. So this thing that's been in our ocean, before your people ever even showed up.
Yo.
Hey, Nat. Nat 20, honey. Wait. Is it Monty? I feel like that's Monty. I almost forgot. Also drinking.
Yes.
Yay! So this is actually kind of a tell. He says that it's in the ocean, and I think that he's referring to the call. Well, he is referring to the call, but when we went to the ocean, we encountered the entity that was there that kicked us out. And so either the entity is part of that, or for some reason doesn't want us to see it just yet. So this thing that's been in our ocean before your people ever even showed up, and is using OBES communication methods, is intelligent? Well, no. That may not entirely be the case. It could be something corusistic, as it must be, that has been taught to relay this message. But otherwise, that is correct. The envoy runs his fingertips across his hairline. Alright. Yeah, that's news. I see why you wanted to talk in private this time. How many people have you told about this? No one beyond my team. We are all keeping this information to ourselves for now. It is selfish, but our initiatives for trade and research are going so well with your people. We do not want to disrupt them with this news, but my team, we are lost. We must wait. We must wait a long time with this on our shoulders. The envoy exhales loudly and clasps his hands together. Alright, here's what I suggest we do. I need to talk to a few people. We'll keep this info confidential, internal with the Bureau. Do you think this thing could be a threat? I laugh a little. It has been screaming for 32 of your years, and must continue for many more before we can begin to understand it. I do not think it has plans to engage in any other activities in this time. Well, at least there's that, huh? He takes a moment to finish his drink before continuing. Did you have any other findings to share? Nothing with as much certainty. We have a potential radius it could be in, but must do a more polygonation. Polygonation sounds like triangulation, so they use similar mathematics to humans. It is about where I estimated last time we met. Got it. Let's wrap this up then. Akazet, keep this quiet for now. It's not just your side that could get riled up. We'll be in touch, alright? We both rise. I sense the weight of my dread being shared upon his shoulders. Of course, Gordon. Here, I'll walk you out. Render terminated. Okay. I'm pretty sure we both just got exposed to top secret info, Lamau, because I've never heard this part about the call. Probably gonna have to sign some NDAs after this. And Akazet went to us for help before her own people. I wonder if they even know about this. I want to say this memory is probably just incoherent, but it's too well structured. I don't really know how to take this. But don't mind me. Keep doing your thing. Cool. Let's take a moment to give Moss Cat their lucky number. I'm just gonna keep recording while we do. It's gonna be interesting. Wait! Boop. Y'all should be able to see this pretty clear. Yeah. Where are my dice? Moss, are you here? Moss. Hello, dear Moss Cat. I don't want to delay too much. So I'm just going to roll the lucky number and deliver it to them through a DM. And so it goes, Mosscat 0. Here's your lucky number for today. Today your lucky number is 527. 527. You're compelled to pray to a deity or deities of adventure, travel, food, and community. How nice. That's a pretty good one. adventure, travel, food, and community. Cool. Okay, yeah, this is the same. And we're just gonna check, because, like, yeah, see? Somebody else to talk to. Oh.
Mirror off a wave.
Hey, Plague. Good to see you. Hi, hi. High incoherence detected. Slim Streetwalker. Safe.
Nice to see you. How are ya?
Doing pretty good. We're playing a rather strange game. It just says safe. Safe.
Love to hear it. X3XJR dance.
And here's someone else. Signature illegible. High coherence detected. Hurts. I meet the gaze of a bright cousin aiming a memory box at me. He clearly does not know how to respond, and so I laugh and wave a receptor at its eye. Wave the receptor at the receptor's eye? Hello. Hurts. Hurts. Ah, no. It is only my first time here. Hurts. Hurts. It's like extra corrupted. Is anyone there? Really? I may just try that. Wah, it's not the right conversation. Wow. And I am Akazitesh, my friend. It is
I love the
pleasure
vibes
to
of this
meet
game.
you. Right. It's been incredible. I can't feel anything. I can't feel anything. You did this. Hold on. Is this one lucid? Can you try talking to it? Can I help you somehow? Is anyone there? Hurts. Hurts. Damn, I don't think so. These are the exact same signals as before. Probably not going to get anything out of this one. Sorry. Where is the menu? It's behind me. Can you read? Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound mean. I can, do not worry. Yeah, it's the same. I think it's illegible because Akazet can't actually read human languages. She recognizes the phrase orange.
Kirno Shufflebop.
Boop, boop, boop. And we go up. Up, up, up. Alright. still can't interact with that. And I left the ship. In the ocean. I want to just see what's in the center. The human need to go to the center of a thing. Alright. Don't forget, you move Akazet's ship to the ocean thought space. Kind of wild it can just move like that, like that. I have a question about this thought form. Alright, hit me. What do you know about the Dole contrivance? I don't know too much about it other than it's still up there. And apparently no organic life can pass through it and live. So only cool could come through. At least, that's what they said in some old interviews. Me, personally, I think they just don't want us coming to visit their homeworld. Sorry, I was checking the logs. Apparently your mind spike is saying it's a connector thought form. Maybe we could get some proper looks at Obeski with this thing. If we could find a way to repair this stuff anyway. Questions? Who is Velzi? Velzi is like roughly their word for God. There's more to it than that, but I assume they're asking about the Velzi. But I assume you're asking about the Velzi. Like the one the pilot cyst was talking about. I noticed that when it mentioned that name, it didn't have any context. Like the word Velzi was separate from its meaning for some reason. Not sure what's up with that. Pretty sure I had an encounter with that face you've been seeing. Maybe a thought form got messed up by incoherence and thinks it's God. Weird. What is the call? It's a pretty important part of human obesque history that gets overlooked a lot. Supposedly the reason they were able to find Earth was because something was sending a signal their tech picked up. They were trying to figure out what it was for a little while after first contact and were pretty verbal about it. And then they just never talked about it again after Akazet's team went missing. And then all that other shit happened. That really is sort of where it all went wrong. Maybe this corruption will finally shed some light on what happened. I see. What else? Now we just wait for our container opening tools to arrive. You can take a break if you want to. I'll let you know when I've got the stuff. Got it. Doo-doo-doo. Let's eject. I want to take a look around. Oh. Oh, that brought me out to the game? Okay. What's up? I have a question. Yeah? Where were these pulled from? So they found the stuff in a wreck along the ocean floor near New Zealand. And by near, I mean like 1,000 miles off the southeast coast. It's just that it was found so far out from anything else that like New Zealand is just the closest point of reference I figured you'd recognize. They think it had drifted a pretty far distance from wherever it actually fell. The estimates they put down say it probably been down there 20, 30-ish years. Okay. Hey buddy, just in time. Look what just came in. Moth holds up a jingling plastic container filled with small copper tubes cut to a very short length. It is set on the table, the fractaline cyst removed to make space. Since I'm pretty sure this one is dead, I'm just gonna... The fractaline cyst is delivered into a biohazard bin nearby. He just threw it in the trash. And... Moth raises, then leaves a cylindrical gun near the dendritic cyst. My request for a gun kind of stirred up R&D because obviously, but after I explained it was to kill a corru-cystic container, they said they had just the thing. This is apparently some kind of cattle killing gun that they repurposed to decommission cystic tech. Whoa. No projectile, it just propels out a short spike at high speeds. I think it uses some kind of electromagnetic propulsion or something. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. Why both? Simple. I completely forgot to cancel the copper order, so we got both of them. So we could go either route here. Either use the copper or kill the container and use Akazet's processed metals. Personally, I'd go with the copper, because I don't know what the container will do. But you're in a hot seat. You're in the hot seat, so it's your call. Got it. I had a thought about this, and it was more or less, if I give it the fuel that it's accustomed to, it might get too strong. And so giving it the copper could help me maintain some kind of control over the system. Synthetic container contains inert metal. Captive bolt pistol. 2052 GET model. Illegal modifications detected. Illegal?
Impulse 30 hum.
We're gonna feed the column with the copper. Let's go with the copper. You pull the plastic container closer and unclasp the lid. The copper rods glimmer in the focused light. Alright. Fun Friend said we have to feed it to the pillar and it takes care of the rest. So I guess we just dump it in? It looks like the pit is big enough to hold pretty much all of it. You maneuver your mind spike and extend its utility claws to clasp around the cyst. The cystic glass of its skin yields slightly and permits a good grasp. You pull, and though it has a magnetic attraction to its position over the column, it is easily removed. Nice. Don't grip it too hard. You angle the container diagonally and carefully shake the metal rod in small batches. They fill the column's cavity with metallic clinks, and an opaque, mercury-like liquid slowly rises over the metal. It roils and writhes around the copper rods like it's alive. The fans of the chamber grow louder, following a few key taps from Moth. Just in case... You set the empty container out of the way. Is it done? As if I know anything about this, lol. Looks like it's working though. How about you reconnect and check it with your friend? Check in with our friend. Alright.
Lolo.
Lol. Yeah, Moth talks in emotive type. Like LMAO, LOL, WTF. It's kind of interesting. Valid connection point. It didn't really change much. Let's go. Reconnecting. Interloper. Great gaze. You have done it. The column is working. Come, talk with me for a moment. Hello, Interloper. Is the starvation problem solved? Yes. Interloper, you have exceeded my expectations. Recovery will be slow, but it can begin. See, that's what I was counting on, is that it slowly recovers to give me more time to do whatever I gotta do. Oh, but where to begin? I know. You are here for information, correct? I will repair the embassy. There is much to learn there. And while you are there, I will start repairs of this syst's core components. They will take longer. Is that action plan to your liking? You know, the way I heard it, we never got a good look at the inside of the original embassy before it collapsed way back when. Then they built that shorter one that's still up today right on top of it before anyone could figure out what happened. That actually could be the perfect thing to look at first. Sounds good. Do it. Very well. Confession? I started before I asked, and have already found issues. Although the embassy's spatial memories can be fixed, and the events seem to be intact, visual memory of its people was not salvageable. But within my backups of vital knowledge, I found cached versions of some people's network signatures. So, I replaced their appearances with those, how they presented themselves on the collective. And what varied forms they choose to take. Now go. I have work to do. Is there anything I can help with? Fascinating question, interloper. There is a troublesome entity preventing critical repairs from within the uncosm. Reconstructive translation implies non-world. Yeah? Uncosm sounds pretty legit for a non-world thing. I need you to go into the uncosm and delete it. So, I will. Oh, that's right. Given that the auth layer was destroyed, just as I am unable to prevent you from connecting, I am unable to generate a signature for you either. That is why you have been unable to change anything, if you were wondering. However, I will grant you a proxy thought form once you reach the troublesome creature's lair. It will respond to your direction and is capable of deletion. What is an uncosm? It is usually completely inaccessible. The uncosm is beneath this layer of coherence, an ocean of decaying or dissociated thought forms, for them to eventually be reformed into new ones as needed. However, malicious incoherent thought forms also hide in the uncosm. Like your rogue friend, they created their own pockets of sanity and grow slowly. This is like the recycle bin of a computer. You put things in, and they don't really get deleted from the computer, but they're marked as absent, and then eventually can be overwritten. So the uncosm is just a recycle bin, right? Continuing. Eventually breaching the surface of sanity, usually intending on usurping the cyst entirely. Vile creatures. A once-starving cyst like this is doomed to have dozens of them, so if you help me rid of them as I find them, that will be very helpful. How do I reach this uncosm thing? Your rogue thoughtform friend tore a hole in the depths. Given that the depths have always lived in the edge of coherence, it is impossible for me to fix in any meaningful way, so it is still open. Find your way there the same way you got there the first time. However you did it, then locate your query. How do I use your proxy? Interloper, I have no idea how to put this in a way you understand. But basically you click... Attempting thought reformation. Proxy thought form follows. Primary mode of direction. Usually controls are replaced with a disruption pulse. Direct the proxy over marked targets and pulse to disrupt them. Disruption will disperse incoherent thought forms. Avoid incoherence as it will gradually destroy the proxy. Assistance available if required. Enable reduced intensity within the system menu. If it sounds complex, it is not. Just go try it. I can make more proxies, just in case you manage to fumble it into the abyss somehow. Do you need anything else? So, how are repairs going? Interloper! I just started. Go entertain yourself with the embassy. Leave me alone. I like this thing. Okay, I will be here. Things and things and things. This is the ocean, the city. Okay, I'm starting to recognize these spaces. Oh, actually... Intention. There we go. What I really want is to see what Gordon looks like. No, it didn't change anything. Well, actually, there's a few things that didn't make sense over here. I've just got to check. Akazet. Safe. Nice weather. Hello. Akazet. Akazet. Nice weather. Okay. Before, all it would say is safe. Hurts. Okay. Oh, wait, I get it. Whoa. Scrolling back. Ajax gave me a hint that I could interact with things without walking all the way up to them, and I didn't really understand at the time, but I get it. I'm just going to test that theory. So if we go down the street here and look back, this thing is all the way over there. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Shout out to Ajax. Thank you for the help. There's more. Deeper and deeper into the ship. Oh. Clemens Romas. Spatial, unspecified, incoherent. These sections kind of remind me of Mega Man Battle Network. There are parts that are cut off here. I wonder... That's a door. There's not much else to go on. This is just a strange place. Here we go. Shit. Okay, what the fuck is this? I have a question about this place. Yeah, me too. What does the name mean here? Clemens Romanus? Okay, so I did a search. That was the name of a bishop of Rome in 88 AD. I don't know why Akazet would have been thinking about a pope, but... Okay, oh, hang on. Maybe it's the name of the ship? The ship, I mean, that you're looking at. It definitely isn't the same ship as the one she had her first interview on. It could be associated because, you know, ocean ship. Probably made sense to Fun Friend to put it here. Anyway, okay, if I look up Clemens Romanus with the context of a ship, that's the name of a cargo ship that went missing in, like, 1995. The MV Clemens Romanus trade ship, biggest cargo ship in the sea at the time, and then it disappeared on a trip that went through the Pacific. Well, the Obesk were looking around in the ocean all the time. Akazet probably just found its wreck and looked around. Crazy that she could handle just walking around at this depth, though. Do you see the thing here? I can't scan it. No, sorry. What does it look like? A hole in the ocean floor. There's some sort of light distortion coming from it. Also, it's making a weird noise. I've heard it before in the depths. Okay, that's weird. And you can't scan it? Well, it could be something from another incoherent memory smashed into this one. The readout says this whole thing has high incoherence and really low cohesion. At least in human memories, this level of cohesion is what you start to get memory bleed. I really don't know, dude. This is like trying to pick apart radio static without a scan. Anything else? Why are we the only ones who still know about this? Oh. Well, I haven't put in the report yet. Look, if we get to the bottom of this whole thing ourselves, do you know how huge that'll be? If I told anyone what we were up to in here, they'd snatch it out of our hands, then give it to some higher up researcher who could take all the credit. This could be our make it moment, dude. Aren't there cameras watching us? What about the data? Not in the basement. This is an analog-only zone, or at least it was when it was busier years ago. It's a little more lax now, but they never really changed the tech in the walls. Especially since every find like this usually ends up being a dud. So, they don't get the data till we send it up. You and me are the only ones in on this for now, buddy. Okay. That's all. Back to it. Oh, now I hear the sound. The sound is still here. Oh my. I forgot about the gate being here. That kind of freaked me out. Also, the background is different. Oh. I'm just curious if this was restored. No. The performance. Velzy cackles with delight. Whoa, hold on. Dude, this is the most dense thought form I've seen in this thing yet. Like, this is pretty intense. What year was your mind spike from again? Are you sure it can handle this? I mean, it's not really my business. But I'm going to trigger quality selection just in case. Attention. Please select default rendering quality. Quality can be changed within system menu. All entities rendered. Animated thought forms. Renders only memory. Stream necessary components. Note, selecting low enables reduced intensity. Toggle within system menu. I'll take the regular. Because I put on graphic acceleration. Experiential. Contiguous stream on recollection end. Reset stream to start. The last good gaze. Prohibitive incoherence. Non-renderable. And this one. And this one. Experience. My consciousness resumes. The rejuvenation chamber opens, and from outside flows the glow of the embassy's cystic glass. Through the distant, dull contrivance, I feel another gaze has begun. Emerge from the chamber. I clamber out the chamber, my cool body refreshed. It feels the same as it did after my ascension. A rare, lovely feeling, as though I could twist it into any shape, but I have work to do. A focused meeting of my call research initiative is approaching. And a fine occasion it is. We have some particularly unique equipment this time. I must assemble the team, then we may begin. Off to work? Unresponsive form. Explicit purpose of recurring scenery. Assist cluster, also unresponsive. Recurring scenery. A collection of this and that managed by a central monitoring cyst. Face stand. Unresponsive, recurring scenery. To restore a larval face when the flesh nostalgia strikes. Interesting. They could just return to their larval state or wear it, I suppose. Not unlike humans, honestly. Valk light. For recollection, these lights have a nostalgic Valk parasite design. Food, ripe fruit. The container. And another Valk light. And the camera's locked. Also this one. Attendant. Recollection, a common and utilitous appendage of the grounds mind. Esteem title, administrative position, partial translation, inherited description generated noun. I approach the attendant drone. It is faceless at the moment, so it regards me with a simple stare. The grounds mind, please. Of course. The drone straightens, and a connective ripple passes through its skin. Our grounds mind symbol is formed over its faceplate. Hello, Vikoa. Akazatesh, speak. I appreciate you affording us the time stopper. Partial translation. Inherited description generated noun. How long was it again that we have had it? That we have it? Originally, you had it for only a few gazes. However, as of a few winks prior, it is indefinitely in the care of the Call Initiative. The schedule has shifted due to materials no longer needing an upcoming simulation. Once another initiative has need of it, it will be transferred. Really? We moved quite a bit of sistery to accommodate it, and still only the top barely fits in the room. Is this a request to have it removed post-use? This can be arranged. No. The cysts were not vital, and this may be a boon. It does shorten our meetings and plans by orders of magnitude. If it becomes a bother, I will reach out again. That's all. Excellent. Farewell. The drone disconnects from the grounds mind and stands still once more. Kivkoa. Incomplete. Altered signature. High incoherence. Hi, Interloper. This is Fun Friend. I had to improvise for these ones. They were totally incoherent. Sorry. It's locked. Also locked. Oh, that's cool. The text is backward if I'm facing backward. Just in case. Whoa. What a sweetie. There's more here. Responsive thought form. Recollection connector. One of many within the flesh of the embassy. Oh. Responsive thought form. Recollection locus. Reconstructed signature context. Vasnian surrealist influence. An ethnic implication originated from the continent Vasni. Mark of Oltani, or home, Vasnian cave city. Vel receptors curled. A cast. Partial meaning lost due to damaged context. Cousinly eyes. I just think they're cool. So she's wearing the eyes as a kind of like costume. Self-designed signature. Think to self. I should check in with the team. Our focus approaches. Hello, Akazet? Can you hear me? Huh? Oh, I get it. I don't think that's going to work. This memory is too coherent. If we had a way to, like, damage thought forms, maybe? But Fun would be pissed. Damn. Move, friend. Is that, like, what the doors are called? I don't even... Recollection connector. One of many, etc. I think I already looked at this. Ah. Hi, Akazatouch. Where to? The lower away recreation hub, please. Okay. The path I took to the relocator seals. A moment later, a new hallway opens in place of the old one. Have fun. Thank you. So it's an elevator. That's a window. Unresponsive thought form, recurring scenery. A mind's eye to share. Truly. Kaski. Responsive thought form, recollection, reconstructed signature context. Vasnian from Tyr. No. Tyr receptals, fungal stylization. Cast partial meaning lost due to context. Separative cold body representation. Externally designed signature. Collaboration work of Kozazni native. Gevrikanesh Jutkari must have been the one that created the signature. Bozko and Kazki. I didn't even see Bozko. Near the inner wall, their chatter drowned out by the numerous others nearby. Kazki's branch receptors gesticulate as wildly as her hands while she speaks to Bozko. His focus lies mostly upon the window. Right, observing the cousin's research vessel, which we can kind of see in relief, actually. The shape of the ship is out there. Ship shape. Her tail becomes more distinct as I approach. So I said, it is because my larval form was Tyr, and I told him of the function that entails. I even talked a little about that story from the Kozazni excavation. You know the one, when I was first starting work there. Oh no. And while I was saying these things, my fun friend was attempting to warn me about something, but I kept talking. And then when I was done, I checked to see what it was, and it was telling me to stop. He was apparently expressing terror on his face, as though I might drench him in acid at random. Bosco chuckles and rolls his receptors slightly. He looks from the window to Kazki, witnessing my approach incidentally. With another little receptor gesture, Kazki turns to face me as well, delighted. Hello, Akazet. Hi, Akazet. Hello, my friends. Our focus approaches, my friends. Are you prepared? Do you have any topics to bring? They both dip their receptors affirmatively. Yes! Good. Report to the signal chamber when you're ready. I arranged for the time stopper to be used this time, so it will be quick. Excellent. We will be there shortly. You go ahead. That's how they built the new embassy. Whatever happened to destroy the old embassy, it was recovered by stopping time, legitimately stopping time, and rebuilding on top of it. That's why nobody knows what happened. I cannot contain my curiosity. Kazuki's stories, even if hyperbolic, are always entertaining. What was that story you were telling, Kazuki? Her branched receptors fan outward excitedly. Ah, I was in the nation of Australia recently. For the Polygonation Spire meeting, you see. It went well, but my contact was curious because he had not seen a once tier before. And so he had a number of questions unrelated to the construction approval. Mostly about my receptors, which, by the way, the construction was approved. Through some giggle of Velzy, it occurred to her to share the events of her early larval work. The Kozazny excavation story. Of course, a clueless, bright cousin would fear for their life after hearing that. It was in good nature. He found it funny after I explained away his fears. I say this with a deep respect, Kazuki. With how much you share so readily with the cousins, your diplomatic successes always come as a surprise. My friends, what news do you carry? For yourselves, of course. We have the imminent focus to share our works. Bosco peers into the estimation of the window. Outside of our works, I have been observing the creatures of the water nearby. A few dispatched golems with relays. Partial translation. Right. So they sent out drones. Here, look at this. See how they form great organized clouds. Bosco reaches into the window, disrupting the display to pull a connective cyst from its internal dock. He affixes it to his closest receptor and adjusts the display to a recollection. The window's colors ripple until they fix upon a mental projection. It is as he says, a cloud of impeccably oriented water inhabitants. How do they do it? Remarkable. And I am not the sole observer of the bright world's creatures among us. Bosco returns the connector beneath the window's surface. The image soon dissipates. Oh my. I might have to eat something soon. He gestures toward Kazuki teasingly after a moment's silence. Bosco. Although she is taking a more lively approach. Bosco! Her receptors curl into themselves like balled fists. Fine. Fine. It is an experiment I am doing, Akazet. Sort of. On my trip to Australia, I found this little creature skittering around on a window. So I looked closer, and it had 8 legs, vibrant stripes, and many large eyes, and it was staring at me. It even had armored skin, just like a cave keeper. Partial translation, inherited description generated noun. And I thought, ah, how cute, and I wanted to keep it. With how emotionally she weighs her words, it is like she expects me to say she should put it back. So she made a cavity in her head. What are you... I am getting to that. Did she put a spider in her mind as a kind of pet? So I went to pick it up and it leaped into my hand, like it wanted to be with me. But by this time some bright cousins were coming to see what I was doing, so I excused myself and went back to my vessel. And I realized there's no life support in our vessels, so if I wanted to keep it alive, I had to think with my head. So you hollowed out your head and are keeping it in an air pocket? Exactly. Do you want to see it? My receptors droop slightly, and I chuckle exasperatedly. Bosco finds my reaction very funny. Indeed, this is both a problem and solution that only a once-tier could come to. Huh. Of course I do. Kazuki dips her head forward, the features of her face melting away, and the color of her skin fading to transparency. It is empty, clear as the bright cousin's glass containing only a spacious spherical cavity. I tilt my head from side to side, even adjust the accuracy of my eyes, but do not see it. At least, not at first. But then it is there, sitting suspended on barely visible strands of its own creation. Memory of arachnid detected. Render? Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so just in case the player has arachnophobia, you can choose not to see the spider. And I like spiders. I love spiders, so just a warning for people viewing, I'm going to render it. It's doing a thing. It looks at me, then raises its forelegs and waves them both side to side. I imagine this is some sort of threat. I can see why you chose to keep it. Kazuki replaces her facial features, pulling her head back. Such life in its little eyes. Farewell for now. Oh, my friends. I can't approach this area. Attentive sentinels to heed the call. Listener. Attentive sentinel. Jutko. Incomplete, altered signature, high incoherence. I'm just looking around a bit. Bar friend. Responsive thought form, recollection. A favorite from Vaznian and Ekavik regions both. People from Akiva. The barfriend stands before a display of simulacra. It is rare that the urge to interact with it ever strikes me. However, this is one of those times. Another gaze upon this bright planet. It calls for an equally bright beverage. Bar friend. Hello, Akazatesh. For some reason it was hard to say that time. Orange juice. Yes, orange juice. No translation required. Why is this highlighted? That is what I want. An exotic taste with the buzz of citric acid. An orange juice simulacrum, please. Okay. The barfriend extends a tendril to the orange simulacra display. It passes through the cystic wall like a hand through water, eventually producing a spherical cup with the glow of orange juice. Although real orange juice does not glow. But it evokes the glow of a ripe selkie. Befitting the flavor. Here you go. Please enjoy. Thank you, bar friend. We depart. Is she holding it now? She is! I love this. Wait, I want to see the thing. Orange. It won't let me select just the orange. Well, she got herself a drink. I got myself a drink. I really feel I really feel for Akazataz. She's very, like, analytical. Personnel, please. Okay. The path I took to the receptor grows seals, etc. See ya. Thank you. Oh, I see. I was in personnel to begin with. The Call Research Center, please. Oh, enjoy your work. Thank you. Gakvu. Responsive recollection. Reconstructed signature context. Ekivic. Geometric influence. Oh. Vel receptors, curled angular stylization. My real coat does this too. It is covered in fungus. A self-designed signature. Gakvu leans against a listener, eyes distant. A false environment cyst sits upon one of her receptors. When I approach and lean my head to either side, I cannot discern a logo upon it. I wonder, is it another surface simulation? She has a morbid obsession with them. Of course, this earns her attention, and she gives me a jovial receptor gesture. I do like her receptors. I like her jacket. Hi, Akazet. Ready for the focus? Yes! I was coming to ask you the same thing, actually. Do you have something? Ah, yeah! Tazik and I were tracking the call earlier, and she glances toward Tozik, who stares inward. Well, he found it, really. But there was a spike in the call, a distinct break from the normal baseline. Very interesting. And what did you do? Have you seen him? He has fused his skin to the chair. I had to fetch all of the archival assists and feed them to the time stopper myself. With some help from Kavik, of course. I chuckle, and so does she, but I sense it is for different reasons. Did you need anything else? Otherwise, I'll be here until the focus starts. It pains me to do this, but I should probably bring up the complaint. Well, let's get it over with. There's a matter I must mention. Gakvu, you and I, we understand. We understand. However, the balance of work has... Bosco! What? Did Bosco speak with her already? My confusion is laid bare and my receptors curl. Was it not him? I know it was him. He just has a problem with Ekivic. Oh, is he racist? I laugh and urgently wave my hands and receptors dismissively. She laughs too. I'm uncertain she appreciates my understanding of the dry Ekivic wit. No, Gakvu. It does not matter who brought this to my attention. I know you enjoy your efforts here, and above all else I know your ability to strike, but to certain others it is not so clear, and with enough of these complaints it will start to turn eyes toward me. So, for my sake, I pause to think of an elegant way to say this. At least pretend to look busy when you're here. Gakvu rings her receptors smugly, knowing full well what I mean to say. Do not worry, I understand. Good. What is that false environment you have on? Ah, you see. I spy a strange, subtle apprehension in her receptor movements. However, she quickly launches into a spirited description. This is one from my home. Skilled Val Copper's memories gamified. Surface fauna, foundations of entire ecosystem, enormous and endless. So Val can refer to a lot of different things from that place. So the Valk march towards the weather wall. And you must leap from Valk to Valk while they grow faster. Surface fauna. Well, oh, like giant mushrooms. I get it. Or else you are subsumed beyond the air's border. By the gesticulations of her receptors and hands, it is as if she is trying to barter with me. That sounds terrifying. That is why it is so fun. You must try it sometime. She's literally just playing a game. Farewell for now. Unresponsive thought form, recurring scenery. Oh, Kazuki's here. Ready to proceed, Kazuki? Absolutely. Common phrase, original pun untranslatable. Generated alternate pun, retains level of wit. That's so cool. They have, it's like, because they move from a larva into the quo state. And so like, absolutely, but to the effect of proceeding into the next form, like, I get it. I fucking get it. Excellent. We will start soon. And Bosco. Ready to proceed, Bosco? Of course. I only wish I had more to share given our amenities this gaze. True. With the time stopper, it often seems like there's never enough. We'll start soon. Summarizer. Preventative device for context switcher syndrome. Context switcher. Oh, that sounds like a television screen or something like that. Tozik. Responsive thought form, recollection, reconstructed signature, Ekovic. Jut receptors upward. Cousinly eyes. Their black pupils are striking. Self-designed signature. Let's get a better look at the surroundings. Vaznian, Mark of Old Tazni. Jut receptors backward. Self-designed. Wait. Yeah. Kavik attends to the archival cysts, occasionally affixing one to a stout receptor. The cysts are arranged in neat piles, sorted by the shade of their viscera. Though his regular upkeep ensures that none grow too dark or starve. He senses my approach and turns, cordially bowing his head and receptors. Akazet, great gaze. Common idiom. Velzi's great gaze upon us, wishes of good luck. Likewise, my friend. What are you doing? I was just conducting maintenance on some of our older archives. And reminiscing. Oh, the wild and Obeski-centric theories they used to toss about. There's this old one I have been running through, a joint theory by none other than Dolskovic and Kavanesh. They called it the closed loop. Have you heard of it? Oh no. Of course I have. I should ensure he does not feel it appropriate to share this with his bright cousins. I feel that it was almost formed as a satire of the more outlandish ones from the early era, but there's something oddly compelling about it. Oh, sorry, do you have need of me? I'd prefer not to crush his investigative spirit, but these early theories carry less worth than Walrat. Especially Dolzkovic's. Velzi's smile upon him. Subject entertains God with antics. Religious implication. Closed loop. Is that the time? Time manipulation, yes. Let me remind you. Dolzkovic posited that one era, we learned to use the dual plane to traverse space four-dimensionally. And our future selves eventually discovered the home of the Bright Cousins, but far too late to meet them. So, we created a contrivance just big enough to release a message to ourselves and signal its location. Oh, Kavik. I twist my receptors thoughtlessly, accidentally burying my skepticism. Now, I know you must think it is ridiculous, and it is, especially as it goes on. But is it not inevitable at the same time? In our deaths, implies right. In our deaths, there is enough time to unravel any mystery, time manipulation included. First, I do not think Dolzkovic understood the full implication of creating a contrivance inside a planet at that point. That was before the incident with the shared moon, you know? And time manipulation, if we ever were to manage it, the mistakes that created us and our world would be gradually undone to right old wrongs. But we would never know if it was happening, would we? It would just be. I forgot to switch my voice for that. Meow. Anyway, I will not seriously debate it with you. It is just a bit of fun. To be sure. Yes, of course. And you're not going to share this with any cousins, correct? I see the dejection even as he tries to hide it beneath an archival cyst. How joyless I must seem, such a terrible inversion of our youth. But I really would prefer not needing to fix another oversharing incident. Aki, I would not seriously entertain sharing this one. Did you really think that? I know I made an incorrect step, but Kavik, I trust you. Be at ease. You know how I must be during these times. Do not feel at fault. Of course, no, I understand. Unintelligible. Another little death to haunt me. Aw. She got kind of scared, like taking years off her life. This might have been a swear. Our focus approaches, my friend. Are you prepared? Do you have any topics to bring? I sense unease from his stance. It is really time already? These old cysts do not have any time construction whatsoever. No wonder. Yes, I will be ready. Yes. You do not need to press yourself, my friend. It is a simple one. I know, I just hate when this happens. I do not have anything to bring this time. But I will be ready. Excellent. Kavik, my friend, tell me, what news do you carry? Have you been enjoying your role? It is not often that we have time to speak plainly anymore. I have. The oceans are truly mesmerizing, nothing at all like home. You should see all the artifacts that the cousins have simply left in the water. And on our expeditions, so many little creatures come up to examine our vessels. Has Bosco told you about the one he has taken? For that moment, I heard an echo of larval joy in his voice. But in the subtle turn of a receptor, I see he feels he should not have said that. That's interesting. Because Bosco was kind of, like, weird about the other friend keeping a spider pet. That is fine, right? You heard that from the Velk's whispers, not me. So it's like talking to mushrooms. It is perfectly fine. Well, the grounds mind says we should not, since the cousins could get mad, but I do not really care. Tell me, have you contributed any more to the Life Pod project? Partial translation. It's a what do they call that? I forget what we call them. I actually forget what we call them. Life support system. Yeah. No. Not in some time. But I hear they recently succeeded in sending a grain back to Abeski. It is, of course, being held in deep quarantine, but that it worked is promising alone. Even if the cyst itself is bigger than both of us combined. Remarkable. I must check in with them to see how they did it. As trade continues, I imagine that organic materials will be the next leap in relations. If you find the time again, you should join the effort. Last I spoke with the team, they asked when they would see you again. Really? I should. I'll check in again with them. Farewell for now. It's called a cyst cluster. Alright. Before I continue, I'm going to pause the recording so we can split this off, and we're going to take a break. Make sure you get up and take care of yourselves, get some water, get a stretch, use the toilet, whatever you got to do. And I'll resume this momentarily.